Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to start by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto the Heavenly Father, the Most High, our Creator and our power, who the world ignorantly calls God. His name is Yahweh, in the name of His only begotten Son, our Lord, our Savior, and our Deliverer, the Messiah, who the world ignorantly calls JC. His name is Yahweh Shai, called Halamla, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Chakadash, and double honors. As always, be unto the elder apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone. Salutations, peace, blessings, and safety unto the hopeful elect out there. And just wanted to go into a little bit of information. Um, hey, just getting straight to the point. America needs to be recalled, man. Like just throw the whole thing away, man. Just throw this whole bitch away. It's just a very filthy, a very defiled place, and nothing is good. But you can't expect anything good. As the scriptures tell us, who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean? Not one. So, understanding who's ruling this place, right? Who actually has control over this place, from the food to the quality of the air to the quality of the water to the behavior of the people, you know, who has that influence? Who has that power over our quality of life? Now, we know Yahweh Shai is in control of everything, but the Lord leaves kingdoms. He leaves the power over kingdoms in the hands of men. And when you see the current condition of this place, particularly America, which the ways of this place, the customs, the practices, the filth, it has affected many other nations as well. But this is the hub of filth, okay? And this place needs to be recalled, man. And it just comes by inspiration of man. I'm looking at this the sunset, man. It's beautiful. That's like the one thing they can't taint. The Lord's create, which ultimately, the Lord is going to refresh everything that Esau has tainted and polluted. But I digress. But yeah, man, brothers always posting, articles and videos. It's a new recall every other day, and it's not just food. It's all kind of recalls. It's recalls on vehicles. It's recalls on food. Obviously, it's recalls on drinks. It's recalls on electronics, medicine. It's just nothing. Nothing is right. You can't get nothing right, man. Everything is tainted. Everything is polluted, and it always has to be quote unquote recalled, right? Which what does it mean to recall something? To recall is pretty much an action taken by the maker or seller of a particular product because something is unsafe, is broken, it's recalled or called back to be taken off the market. Okay, if it's defective, if it puts people at risk of being harmed, if it makes people sick, okay, if the item or the product that was being sold or that's being put out there is breaking the rules or law, so to speak, that's when it has to be recalled. And that sums up America, man. This place makes you sick. This place hurts people. Okay, this place is defective. It puts people at risk, and it damn sure breaks the rules. Okay, so recall this whole bitch, man. Throw this shit away. Nothing is pure. This place hurts you a lot more than it helps you. When you think about that ratio of hurt to help, it's astounding, man. This place hurts you in many more ways than it helps you, and that's why the Lord, who is the ultimate maker, creator, is going to call this place back. Which means what? To take it off the market. The Lord is going to take America off the market. which essentially is a recall. Okay. Now I just like I said, just thinking about all the articles and the different information coming out about those recalls. I'm just, this ain't the first time I thought about this, but this is the first time I was actually inspired to do a lesson on it as far as the recalls. But it's like every week a new food, a different food, I'm gonna say, is recalled. Vegetables, meats, dairy, all kind of shit, man. I see vehicle recalls quite often, and it's like it really is the mercy of Yahweh Shem outside that's preserving us, man. Because if it wasn't, how soon, how quickly will we be affected? Easy, you know. Brothers like to eat. Brothers obviously drive. Sisters as well. We drive, we eat, we deal with the same. Not exactly the same, because there's some things that we don't deal with that the rest of the world deal with. But for the most part, man, hey, we have to live. We have to live life just like the rest of these people. All right. So we're susceptible, and we're you know at risk just like the rest of these people. But we have a divine protection over us, so that we're not taken by the things that the rest of these people are taken by. The Lord is protecting us, man. When you eat your food, you pray in the name of Yahweh Shem Shah to not only bless your food, but to keep you safe from any harmful things that may be in your food or that may come from your food. Obviously you give thanks for the food, but you also have to pray over it and ask the Lord to bless it and allow that food to bless you and to keep you safe from the harm that may be in or from that food. All right. That's why when we leave the house, and for those of us who drive, you pray to the Lord for protection. You pray for safety, a safe trip. And when you make it to your destination and make it back home from your destination, give thanks to the Lord as well for protecting you and guiding you. Because this is a very dangerous world we live in, and it's only getting more dangerous, man, as the scriptures also say. Knowing that in the last times, perilous times shall come. Perilous meaning dangerous. So as we get closer to that day, guess what? The dangers are only going to increase as well. Okay? So therefore, our prayers have to increase along with it. So I had looked up, first I looked up on chat, right? What vehicle manufacturers have had recalls from 2025 to 2026 present? And it gave me a shitload of, it gave me a stupid long list, man, of vehicle manufacturers, right? So I told chat to narrow it down to major recalls with 10,000 or more recalls of vehicles, and it gave me a list of 21 vehicle manufacturers. Which what does that tell you? That tells you that the quality of these vehicles are getting more and more low. All right, these vehicles that we driving nowadays is shit, man, because they're not making them with quality, sturdy, and enduring parts no more. It's all plastic. It's all wires. Most of these vehicles are electrical. It's a lot of electrical being implemented into these vehicles now. Okay, the parts are mostly plastic, so it's a lot of defects, and therefore those vehicles have to be recalled because wires fail, um, parts break, they melt, so on and so forth. It's not as much metal being used anymore. It's a lot of sensors that go bad, which triggers engine lights. A lot of these vehicles are only made to look good, and go fast. And you know, some of them they just made to get you from point A to point B and put money in the technician pocket, man. And I know this from experience. A lot of these parts are intentionally made cheap because guess what? That's more money for the manufacturer. That's more money for the people who have to work on these vehicles that eventually go bad quickly. So that's astounding right there, man. 21, and it's ranging from high end vehicles all the way down to your GM. But 21 vehicle manufacturers with major recalls, that's crazy. Okay, and that's the vehicle part of it. I also looked up. Now that for the vehicles, that was from 2025 to present. But for the food, I asked Chat, what um what what foods, what food products were recalled so far in 2026, and it gave me a pretty long list. I'm gonna go through it. Okay, so what I noticed is a lot of these, which I'm gonna end up reading it, but a lot of these products were recalled due to salmonella poisoning. Which I asked, or I looked up, what causes salmonella poisoning, and it said the salmonella, which is a bacteria or a germ, it comes from water, soil, and um, what did it say, animal feces, animal waste. And obviously, if a product is mishandled or exposed to that, it becomes contaminated. Okay, so that can be from unwashed produce, which we understand the people that handles our food, they're not clean. They're not clean. These people don't handle. I can't even say that. I was gonna say these people don't handle our food as if they handle their own food. But then if you go and you see how these people handle their own food, it's filthy. So I can't even say that. But these people don't handle they don't handle the food that we eat, that we get, that we have to buy. They don't handle it with care. They don't handle it with honor. These people, not only are they sick and filthy, they don't wash their hands. They don't handle the food with care and in a clean manner. But also the false gods and deities that they pray to, it's all bad. It's all bad, spiritually and physically, which is why we always have to pray over our food, right? But also, it can be from being exposed to untreated water, right? Other infected animals, So the first one that I got, let me go to my list. All right, the first one we got is beef, which is one of the major ones that's currently on recall right now. Okay, beef, all the way from raw beef to pastrami, corned beef, bacon, which bacon, they got beef bacon, but sausage. And the reason behind that recall is they say potential, but it ain't potential because it's there. Listeria, right? Which listeria is a germ or bacteria. Salakia. I got those two mixed up. I said salmonella was the bacteria slash germ that came from soil, water, and the animal waste. But I say listeria is that germ or bacteria found in water, soil, and animal waste. Salmonella comes from the mishandling, like I said, from animals, untreated water and things like that I mentioned. That's the salmonella. Unwashed produce. That's where salmonella comes from. But the listeria, it comes from the soil, the water, and animal waste. But like I was saying, As far as the beef that's been contaminated, which is on recall right now, that so far there's been 30,000 pounds of different beef products that has been recalled. I believe that's the most recent one right now. Okay, which you know they've been finding foreign material. Foreign material can range from anything from fucking rocks to glass to just anything that's not supposed to be in the food, which is not supposed to be anything in the food other than the food. So that's a broad range of things that it can be. Okay. Also, improper processing of that meat. Okay. Improper importation, being transported, without care, so on and so forth, man. All right. The next one I got is chicken and poultry. Different chicken products. You know, different chicken products. Whether it's raw chicken, uh, fried rice with chicken in it. You got different prepared poultry. Right. You got a lot of these stores, they sell prepped foods that come already seasoned and ready for you. A lot of that shit is dirty. A lot of it is, tainted, mishandled. Okay, and that's been recalled due to salmonella poisoning and also foreign material. And then you got eggs. I remember not too long ago, there was something about liquid egg whites. The ones that come in a box. There was something about that, but I tried to look it up again and I couldn't find anything about it. They be removing information and they be taking down articles and shit. But I know for sure I heard about it recently. I'm talking about in the past few months. I heard about something going on with boxed white egg whites. There was something going on about that. It could have been local, but still, I know I heard something about it, but I couldn't find anything on it. But it is a recall on particular shelled eggs. Okay, shelled eggs also due to quote unquote potential salmonella contamination. Okay, it's a lot of salmonella contamination going on right now. All right. Next one, milk and dairy products containing powdered milk associated with potential salmonella. Okay, that can be anything from seasonings, your spices that like the ranch dip, shit like that got powdered milk in it. You know, it's other things. Shit, it can be chips. Certain chips have powdered milk implemented into the seasoning. It can be even certain candies. It has like the whey protein, the powdered milk. It's a range of things it can be, right? But that powdered milk has been contaminated somehow. Okay. Next, jalapenos. Okay, jalapenos has a recall. Also due to salmonella, right? This one says salmonella javiana contamination. Okay, so a lot of salmonella. Okay, and also due to that salmonella contamination from the jalapenos, it's also been recalls on different sauces, guacamoles, and sauces, guacamoles, and pico de gallo that contain jalapenos. All right, you had the whole recent shit with the Chipotle, other particular places as well, man. But Chipotle is the mainstream one. But yeah, you also had the lettuce recall. Particularly iceberg lettuce, which Brothers and sisters shouldn't be eating that shit anyway. Iceberg lettuce is not even good for you. It's not. It doesn't. That shit's fake. Let me just say that. It's not. It's not. There's no alkaline in it. It's useless. There's no nutritional value with iceberg lettuce, and it's actually harmful. We shouldn't be eating iceberg lettuce. But yeah, man, iceberg lettuce, different shredded lettuce. Which most of the time it's going to be iceberg lettuce that's shredded. All right, associated with that cyclospora. Okay, which was, I believe, that's what was causing people to have that explosive diarrhea, man. Jake love to eat out. They love to go to Taco Bell. They love to go to Chipotle, Qdoba, all those type of places, for a quick bowl. And a lot of those vegetables, the little salad they give you, the vegetable, a lot of it is the lettuce is iceberg lettuce, man. And no bueno. Okay, next we have rice, right? Particular fried rice, rice mixes, and other prepared, prepared products, And with this rice, they've been finding, like for the frozen rice, you got those stir fry mixes in the freezer. They've been finding glass in that, and then for the boxed rice, like the I forget the older Jake, I forget what they call them. I forget what the name of that product is. Beans or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. They found look like small stones in that. Okay, so also foreign material contamination. Flour and grain products, millet flour, wheat flour, composite flour, and other grain products. They've been finding foreign material in it. Spices and seasonings, as I mentioned, right? Which goes back to the salmonella, the powdered milk, okay? Salmonella contamination. Cookies and candy, certain products recalled over contamination or allergen concerns. Fish and seafood, frozen fish and other seafood products. And with that particularly, it says uneviscerated fish, right? Which is fish that hasn't been disemboweled, right? Fish that still got the guts in it. It's been contamination from that. I guess people have been getting sick from buying fish that ain't got gutted. But you're supposed to gut your fish. That's common sense, or should be. But hey, this is America. Other prepared meals like pastas, spaghettis, chicken meals, and other ready-to-eat foods been containing foreign materials. There's been 22,000 pounds of that recalled. Okay, frozen bacon. There's been 12,000 pounds of that, which the Lord already recalled that shit. As far as I'm just saying it like that because we ain't supposed to be eating that anyway, man. No, we ain't supposed to be eating bacon anyway. Swine, period. So the fact that there's a recall on that, it shouldn't surprise you. All right. Honorable mentions is the medicine. There's been a few medicine recalls, and there's been some electronic recalls. Okay. But yeah, man. I'm gonna read this. Micah 2:10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. This place, which it really don't matter where you at in the world, where you dwell in the world, but especially if you dwell in America, Babylon the Great. This is not the place of your rest. This is not the place where you get comfortable, and you shouldn't expect. I don't care how much money you got. I don't care what kind of opportunities you got. Yeah, there's some places that you can go to and you can get some good ass food, some good healthy food at that. Don't get it wrong. You can get some good food. You can get some good water. But overall, this is not a place where you can just kick your feet up or where you're supposed to kick your feet up and just think you living good, man. Even if you do have the opportunity to quote unquote live good, hey, till you stay on. If you're able to eat good, hey, more power to you. But Don't get in the mindset of comfort, contentment. Don't get complacent, thinking that okay, things ain't so bad. This ain't so bad after all. Just because a nigga go to prison and he got a PlayStation and he got commissary, he got better commissary than the rest of them niggas. These niggas might be eating chips and they might be able to make some pooch, you know, but you eating Panda Express and Chick-fil-A while these niggas eating, candy bars and chips and shit. That don't make you better. That don't make you more, special. You still in prison. Y'all still in the same fucking place. Okay? So like I said, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you even with a sword of destruction. This place is polluted, man. At the end of the day, this is the place of our captivity. This is the place of our punishment. So part of our punishment is not being able to eat how we would was meant to eat and how we would love to eat. We would love to be able to eat fresh fruit and vegetables straight from the ground and straight from the trees, or from a bush, or from the vine, wherever it comes from. We would love to eat like that every day, without having to worry about pesticides and what is it? What's that shit? Fertilizer and you know wax and preservatives and all this other shit. We would love to eat food in its purity, in its pure form, clean, and reap the benefits from it. We would love to drink water straight from the stream. Shalaki, I got a call. But yeah, man, we would love to eat our food and drink our water in its pure form, man. And my phone about to die. I'm on 4% right now. Lord willing, I can get through the rest of these precepts. It's only a few. But yeah, man, we just not gonna be able to do that right now, man. Even if you do got some money, guess what? The quote unquote good food that you eating is still tainted in some kind of way. It's still being prayed over by in the name of false gods. It's still, it's not in its purest form that we are going to get in the kingdom. All right, Ezekiel chapter 4 and verse 13. And the Lord Yahweh said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their bread defiled among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them. And we are currently among the Gentiles. We are in a foreign land among foreign people, speaking a language that our fathers knew not. The English, it's not our original language. We speak the Hebrew, man. Our land is the land of Israel, Jerusalem. So, we've been discontinued from our heritage. Part of our heritage is clean, pure food. That's the Lord gave. That's why the Lord gave us the dietary laws. That was part of the things that the Lord gave us as an inheritance that would separate us from these other nations. These other nations, they eat the pork, they eat the squid, you know, they eat the escargot. We don't eat that shit. We eat pure food. We eat clean food. Okay, there's categories of food. You have the clean and you have the unclean. Okay, and the Lord said we would eat our bread defiled, man. Even the food that we do go out our way to eat that's clean, there's still something wrong with it, some kind of way. All right, 2 Ezra 14:14. Let go from thee mortal thoughts, cast away the burdens of man, put off now the weak nature, and set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee from these times. And that's why we always have to stay on our toes, man. And your mindset shouldn't be, you know what, let me just get comfortable, man. We've been here long enough. Let me just enjoy it while it lasts. We'll get out here eventually. No, we have to be in the spirit of hastening, okay? Praying to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Please, Baba Kashah, continue to shorten the days, continue to speed up the time. So we can reach the end of this sentence. We won't out. We don't want to get more comfortable. We don't want to, you know, get in the mentality of coping. Fuck that, man. We want out. We want this shit to end. Like brothers say, man. Yesterday, okay. Hey, shalom, shalom to the Akim, Yahweh Shema, Shabbat Thumb. Let me get verse 16. For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. So guess what? It's only getting worse. So it's foolish for you to even be in that mindset of, you know what? Let me just accept it. Let me just go with the flow. No, because it's never going to get better and it's never going to stay stagnant. It's going to get worse every day. That's why you got all these recalls. That's why you got so much, you know, so many foods that was once good. It's now tainted. You can't even find fucking seeded grapes no more. You know? But I'm on 2%, so let me get this last precept. Well, last two, right? Proverbs 3 and 6. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. Okay? It say in all our ways acknowledge him, and he gonna direct our path, man. So in the midst of all of this pollution, in the midst of all of this danger, we have divine protection, man. As long as we stay with Yahweh Shem Yahushua, he's gonna stay with us. As long as we acknowledge him, first and foremost, the way to acknowledge the Lord is through prayer, man. Okay? Let me get this last precept. 1 Thessalonians 5 and 17. Pray without ceasing. Okay? I'll read the next one as well. In everything, give thanks. For this is the will of the Most High in Hamashiach, Yahushua concerning you. Okay? Be grateful. Be grateful for the protection and the guidance that we have from Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, man. Because, like I said, well, like the scriptures say, I'm just repeating what the scriptures say. It's getting worse, man. It's only going to get worse. And then it's going to get better. But it got to get worse first, man. All right? And eventually the Lord going to shut this shit down. It's going to be out of service forever. Okay? Off the market, man. Lord willing, I pray this lesson was edifying. That I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem HaKadosh. Hey, double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishop of Great Millstone. Salutations, peace, blessings, and safety to the hopeful elect. Shalom, shalom.